Okay, so I am out at one of the other rental for the moment doing some wiring, and I thought I would kind of bring you guys along as I start discovering some of the interesting little old details of this house. One of which is there was a few of this particular light fixture up on the second floor of the house, and I've already taken one down. It looks like they might actually be brass, possibly, or something metal, but a few of them are really kind of decorative like this. So I'm gonna probably salvage these from the house and keep them and protect them, or sell them off or whatever. But probably not gonna reuse those. But at any rate, that is not what I wanted to show you guys. So part of the wiring in this house is reasonably updated. Two conductor with ground wiring, Romex, standard Romex stuff, and some of it is, well, not. So I think there might be an old knob and tube main bus still routed up here on the second story of this house. I believe that I've got the main feeds for the second story lighting coming from right up this wall cavity here. And it feels like there is a wire over here and a wire over here, as best as I can determine. Actually, maybe they're on, I can feel insulators like right here and right here. So maybe the wire is actually running up in this area in the other stud bays. But at any rate, let's see, let me collect my thoughts here. So I have three circuits coming up here. One old, apparently knob and tube or partially knob and tube, that's doing the lights and this receptacle, and one on the opposite side of the wall. And then it feels like some of it has this cloth covered two conductor Romex. Probably not even correct to call it Romex when it's like this, but anyways, two conductor cable, which I assume is just acting as a switch loop from the light fixtures in here. But even more interesting than that on the wiring aspect is, let's see if I can get my light in here. There, you can kind of see just a little bit of the insulator in the side of a stud there. And they've got a knot tied in the wire itself to prevent it from slipping through the insulator. So this is a three-way switching circuit here that goes downstairs to actuate or to turn on this one light in this main room. So in a perfect world, I would snap my fingers and turn that into modern wiring, but I don't particularly want to tear up countless feet of walls just to try and run new wiring for that specifically. Most of the receptacles are on modern wiring up here. So I'm going to go through and fix up the boxes and see if the receptacles need to be replaced with better receptacles. But this I'm going to leave alone. Now I have a couple of ideas how to mitigate any problems with possible future fire from this sort of thing. Since LED lights are getting to be a big thing, I'm going to make darn good and sure that there are no receptacles powered by any of this older cloth covered wiring, and the light circuits are going to wind up either being replaced with modern fixtures and screw-in LED type light bulbs, or very possibly, since this is going to be a rental house, they may just become dedicated LED style light fixtures so that nobody can circumvent that in the future and put in, 75 watt bulb or 150 watt bulb, something, absolutely foolish. That will protect, excuse me, this old 14 gauge wire. This is 12 gauge wire. I wish I could actually have the walls open and see where they've got the connections made for this stuff and see why, or try to get an idea why exactly it is that part of it is 14, part of it's 12, that sort of thing. Try to get a little bit of insight. But one other thing that I thought was extremely interesting, here it is. This old receptacle. I've never seen a receptacle quite like this before. I think the entire outer body is ceramic with a, I don't know what you would call this material on the back. It's not exactly cardboard. It's too old to be plastic. But anyways, you've got the bus of the receptacle, one bus on this side, one bus on this side, with a single screw terminal securing it. And actually it's got a nut on the back side of here that's kind of free floating in there. I almost couldn't get one of the screws back in, but I wish I could have gotten the paint off of it, because it feels like this entire thing, the entire body of this, is ceramic. And I've never seen a blade design like this before. But it looks like it's got, actual ceramic coating baked into it to make it a brown receptacle. But I'm absolutely flabbergasted by this. This one is going to get cleaned up and kept in my private collection, because I've never seen anything quite like that before. The other interesting little devices that I stumbled into. Ooh, I almost fell down the stairs. Obviously just a normal semi-modern switch. It's missing the ground connection, so it's not totally up to date. But these old light switches with the ceramic bodies. Old Levington switches. This is a single pole. Here's a really nice example of a a three-way switch. Jeez. Somebody'd want to hire me as an electrician after hearing me talk. Anyways, a three-way switch. It looks like this was a modular design, so that this could have also been a four-way switch. But it still sounds like it's operating really well. So here's another one that's going to go into my private collection of goodies. And on top of that, the dining room has these old push type three-way switches. And they even still have, or one of them still has, the Underwriters Laboratory sticker on the side of it. But I love these old ceramic bodies. I can't get over finding stuff. It's like stepping back in time working on part of the electrical in this house. So anyways, I thought some of you might get kind of a kick out of that. I'm going to go down to the basement real quick and show you one or two more things down there. So here's the other three-way switch, and you can again see the cloth covered wire. So that's what we're going to get onto LED lights so that we can, keep it from being a fire hazard. Gotten some brand new circuits back here. So this has all been updated with modern wiring. This is, I don't know, the few of you that might remember me making those adjustable depth boxes. This is one of the walls that required one of those very shallow or semi-shallow boxes. This is kind of a pain to deal with it, but at least it's made for a nice electrical chase for wires. But down here is the bestest part of all. So I'm sure some of you are probably familiar with, let's see, where's the name at? There we go. FPE electrical panels, or as I like to call them, Fire Prone Electric Company. So that is going to be very high on my list of things to get rid of. I don't know if it's just specific versions of FPEs that were known for burning houses down or not, but at any rate, it's old, it's not big enough, it's getting replaced. So the new electrical panel is going to go right there, right beside it, and right there it sits, just waiting for me to get, you know, nice streak of weather again so that I can justify spending some time down here. But one other peculiar thing on this house, actually I should probably take you outside and show you the meter socket, because even that is kind of odd. So obviously there's a feed coming into that electrical panel from the meter socket. Well, there's also a separate feed from the meter socket coming into this old fuse box, which the fuse box is has bad connections in it right now and can't be used even. Not that it's going to be kept. And if there's enough light, here is another fused disconnect with a completely separate feed from the electrical panel. And this one is for the air conditioning compressor. So, yeah, interesting times, but it is what it is. So I'll get there. And what on earth? I didn't even notice these wires here before. I'm gonna have to. Good God, those are that might even be 14. And maybe it's 12. At any rate, I'm pretty sure that those are not fused properly. So those are going to have to get some attention in the future. But let's walk you guys outside here and show you this oddball meter box. I think at one point in time this was set up to be metered by 4 separate meters. So you can see two of the main feeds there and one more feed there, and at least one of them is tapped off with, I don't know, number 10 wire or something in there, something ridiculously small. And on top of that, if you can make out that armored cable up there, once upon a time it would appear that that armored cable tapped into the service drop and excuse me, went down the wall and is coiled up in the basement down here, unused at the moment. So anyways, I've got my work cut out for me doing some wiring on this house, but at least the basement and the first floor isn't too bad to get some of these receptacles updated and whatnot. So we'll get, it looks like I'm going to be able to update most of the second floor. And if I get LED lights up there, I'm going to be pretty happy with it. So anyways, I just figured there'd be a few of you that'd get a kick out of that. So I will catch you guys later.